talking more about Native Americans and, the fact that Native Americans are still indigenous to America. There are large populations of Native Americans still living in this country, mostly unspoken about. Um, I have some information that you can find out. You don't necessarily have to Google it. I have two books. Let me see if I can do this without falling. My second book, aptly entitled, Now You Tell Me, History / Facts Not Taught in Most Schools. If your school is teaching that, your school is on par. But most schools, they don't want you to know anything about that. They want you to keep that same old ignorant information that they fed to us for years before some of us took advantage of that education that they gave us and dug out the facts. That's what I do. I'm a historian. I know more about everyone's history, not just black history. I'm not just a black historian. I know world history. I've traveled. Sorry. It's the truth. But I digress. In my book, Chapter 5 is entitled True Native Americans. I know when we were in school, they taught us that they were savages cutting off scalps and living in teepees. And yeah, they lived in teepees. They were very fancy places and not the way you might see on some little cartoon. But this talks about the true population when the colonizers first set foot, how they lived. They were not savages. They lived in organized societies. They had rules that were followed. They took care of the land. They were, and still are, some great people, Native Americans. Chapter 5 in this book. And in my final chapter in this book, chapter 29, yes, 29 chapters of history. Come on, y'all, you know I don't do it small. This one is entitled Native American / U.S. Constitution. Bet you did not know that the United States Constitution, First Amendment, they got the first, was almost copied from Native Americans. The Iroquois and several other tribes lived peacefully because they had not a treaty, but they had a constitution. And some of the founding fathers said, "Whoa, did you read their constitution? That document is awesome. We stole their land. Why can't we steal their constitution?" Check it out. Google it. The U.S. Constitution has many parts of the Iroquois and other Native American tribes who lived peacefully before the colonizers came as part of their constitution. And it's even documented. The United States took time to acknowledge it. I know you didn't know about it, but sometimes that's because you don't go after that information. So that's one of my books. My other book, Quotes and Motivational Words / Stories, including the people behind them. Great book. Another very fat book. But in this one, I talk about the Hopi, H-O-P-I tribe. Great dynamic tribe, and they are certainly people that you should know about. If you don't know about them, it's okay. You don't want to know about them, not okay, but it's okay. So I just wanted to, in that sense, promote my books because I take a lot of time in researching information, and I say my facts are indisputable. No one has disputed it yet. They would love to shoot me down. He put some wrong information in his book. Something wrong with him. Don't read it. He'll be waiting a long time for that. The final thing on that, I used to write for a newspaper, and this particular news